Hello, welcome to Simple Spanish Sentences. This is the 14th video in a playlist on Spanish verb tenses and moods. In it, I'm going to share some sentences that show a specific use of the imperfect tense. It occurs when we use one verb in the imperfect tense together with another verb that's also in the imperfect tense. More specifically, these sentences will describe what one used to do when one was younger. The verb that describes what one used to do and the verb for was younger will both be in the imperfect tense. It's worth noting that the actions mentioned in these sentences are done in a more habitual sense or as part of one's routine. This is in contrast to things that are done as isolated acts or things that are isolated events. Hopefully the following examples will clarify how this is done. Additionally, I hope you're already familiar with how the imperfect tense is conjugated. Although I'll briefly discuss how it's done here, it may be helpful to learn more about it by watching some of my previous videos so that way you don't get overwhelmed. The three verbs I'm going to use in this video are to study, which is estudiar, to run, which is correr, and to live, which is vivir. I'll also use the verb ser, which means to be. Ser is the verb that will be used when saying that one was or used to be younger. I in Spanish is yo, and to conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiaba, correr becomes corría, vivir becomes vivía, and ser becomes era. I used to study Spanish when I was younger is yo estudiaba español cuando era más joven. I used to run in the park when I was younger is yo corría en el parque cuando era más joven. And I used to live in Mexico when I was younger is yo vivía en México cuando era más joven. You in Spanish when speaking to one person informally is tú. And to conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiabas, correr becomes corrías, vivir becomes vivías, and ser becomes eras. You used to study French when you were younger is estudiabas francés cuando eras más joven. You used to run on the beach when you were younger is corrías en la playa cuando eras más joven. And you used to live in Colombia when you were younger is vivías en Colombia cuando eras más joven. He in Spanish is él, she is ella, and you when talking to one person formally is usted. To conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiaba, correr becomes corría, vivir becomes vivía, and ser becomes era. He used to study with Pablo when he was younger is él estudiaba con Pablo cuando era más joven. Maria used to run with Isabel when she was younger is Maria corría con Isabel cuando era más joven. And you used to live with Isabel when you were younger is usted vivía con Isabel cuando era más joven. We in Spanish is nosotros or nosotras, and to conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiábamos, correr becomes corríamos, vivir becomes vivíamos, and ser becomes éramos. We used to study with Pablo when we were younger is estudiábamos con Pablo cuando éramos más joven. We used to run with Isabel when we were younger is corríamos con Isabel cuando éramos más joven. And Maria and I used to live with Isabel when we were younger is Maria y yo vivíamos con Isabel cuando éramos más joven. You in Spanish when speaking to multiple people informally and in Spain is vosotros or vosotras. And to conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiabais, correr becomes corríais, vivir becomes vivíais, and ser becomes erais. You used to study Spanish with Pablo when you were younger is estudiabais español con Pablo cuando erais más joven. You used to run in the park with Isabel when you were younger is corríais en el parque con Isabel cuando erais más joven. And you and Maria used to live in Mexico with Isabel when you were younger is tú y María vivíais en México con Isabel cuando erais más joven. They in Spanish is ellos or ellas, and you when talking to multiple people is ustedes. To conjugate this, estudiar becomes estudiaban, correr becomes corrían, vivir becomes vivían, and ser becomes eran. They used to study French with Pablo when they were younger is ellos estudiaban francés con Pablo cuando eran más joven. Maria and Martha used to run on the beach with Isabel when they were younger is Maria y Marta corrían en la playa con Isabel cuando eran más joven. And you and Maria used to live in Colombia with Isabel when you were younger is tú y María vivían en Colombia con Isabel cuando eran más joven. That's all for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did and would like to support this channel, you can do that in a number of ways. Also, if you noticed any mistakes, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and take care.